So in our last prediction video, we went 11 out of 13 on predictions. That was on the UFC London card. This week we are going to attempt to try and get every single fight correct and get a full sweep on every single fight on the card. I'm talking 14 out of 14 fights correct. So I'm excited, so let's just get straight into the predictions, eh? So our first fight of the night just had to be a woman's fight, and it is Alexia Tianara versus Bruno Brazil. I don't know anything about Bruno Brazil because I do not watch tape for women's fights because it is just a 50-50. We know this now, but I have to get my full card sweep, and I am going with Alexa. Fuck's it, I've already fucked it. Tianara, because I believe she had great grappling after she took 50 fucking minutes to walk out to the cage. So I'll choose the one with great grappling because in female MMA all you need to do is just grapple and lay in top position, and it acts like I know, like you're the second incoming of fucking Khabib Nurmagomedov, which is ironic because if you're a woman who fought in those countries, you'd probably get beheaded. But I didn't say that. But let's move on. On to Ricky Simón versus Adrian Yanez. I just had to quickly charge my microphone because I just completely fucked the whole shit up halfway talking through this, so I'll just have to repeat myself again, but this time actually have a microphone that works. I'm gonna be dead ass honest. I think we overrate Adrian Yanez. Who's he beaten that's supposed to be good? What? Davy Grant? And he shouldn't even have won that fight. And then who's he won after that? Fucking nobody. I mean, I guess you could say he went to a split decision with Daniel Marcos. But, even that shouldn't have been even a split decision. I thought Daniel Marcos clearly won. He got beaten by Jonathan Martinez, who we now know is kind of shit. He lost to Rob Font, who is also, well, he is good, he's ranked, but he's also, very beatable too. So, yeah, and then if I'm looking at Ricky Simón, he's, kind of on, a little bit of a tear. Of course, I'm getting this stupid fucking ad that pops up on Tapology when I'm trying to go through who he's beating. It's fucking pissing me off. How many Barcelos, he lost to Howney Barcelos, he's going to run himself. He beat Cameron Smotherman, Mr. Face Plant himself. He beat Javid Basharat, who's kind of, he's actually kind of good. Javid Basharat is, he's actually kind of good. He lost to Vinicius Oliveira, unanimous decision, but if I remember that correctly, he did not do too bad in that fight. Am I wrong or am I right? I can't remember. But I don't remember him doing awfully in that fight. So I'm not dragging this on. I am going Ricky Simón. I'm going to go Ricky Simón via decision. Probably a split decision too. Just because it's an Adrian Yanez thing. It's nothing to do with Ricky Simón. It's just an Adrian Yanez thing. He always loses by split decision. It's just that. It's just a thing. Moving on to the next fight, which is Bruno Lopez versus Navajo Sterling, and this is just another layup for Navajo Sterling, just another one. He's already beaten someone who's better than Bruno Lopez in Rodolfo Bellato. I think Bellato is just kind of some crafty guy outside the rankings. If that means his acting skills or does that mean his fighting skills, he's just a crafty guy outside the rankings, but this should be an easy fight for Navajo Sterling. This should be a knockout. There shouldn't be a world where he takes Bruno Lopez to a decision. Come on, he's just been knocked out by some other guy too. So he's coming off a knockout loss against some prospect. He's coming off a Dustin Jacoby knockout. Now moving on to an 8-0 prospect who has all the advantages. He should win this fight. There's no excuse for him to lose. And he should finish the fight too. But this will show me if Navajo Sterling is someone to keep an eye on, or he's just some hype job coming out of City Kickboxing. Moving on to the next fight, Casey O'Neill versus Gabriela Fernandez. I'll just go with Fernandez and just get this shit over with. Cannot be fucked. Yeah, that's my super in-depth breakdown of this fight. Oh yeah, by the way, I've just re-listened to the last two audios files. They're fucking horrible. I apologise. I can't. I've got two microphones, right? Because one broke. The one before them. One works really fucking well, and the other one sounds almost metallic, and the other one is dead. So I've got to use the metallic one. Yeah, and then I've got to go to work in about an hour. So yeah, I've not got time. So we're just gonna deal with this shit audio. Moving on to the next fight, which is Marcin Tybura versus Tyrell Fortune. We're back on the original mic now. I just reread the audio for the last one, and I was like, I cannot do any more of the recording until this is charged. So I will squeeze the very little battery out of this microphone, and then I am off to work. I'm just going to choose Marcin Tybura. Marcin Tybura, he's got a lot of experience, fought the top guys. Tyrell Fortune has fought nobody's on the regional scene, and he has been losing on the regionals too. Yeah. Marcin Tybura should literally walk through this fucking guy. Like, he should bar this guy. Like, there's no if buts around it at all. Like, he should literally walk through and just molest him. It shouldn't even be hard for him. And if he is, and if he doesn't, then that tells you all you need to know about Marcin Tybura. On to the next fight, we've got Chase Hooper versus Lance Gibson Jr. Obviously, Chase Hooper is coming off that knockout loss in the first round and Alexander Hernandez. But Lance Gibson is ass. It wasn't a split decision against Green. It just wasn't. I don't know what you want me to tell you other than go watch the fight and tell me that was the case, because it wasn't the case. And as well as that, he got taken down by Bobby Green in the last round. And I do just think, if he's taking you down, then Chase Hooper's going to take you down and do whatever. And you weren't even just taken down, you were also controlled and ground and pounded by him. And I know Chase Hooper isn't much of a ground and pound guy, but he does throw it now and then. Very rarely, but he does throw it. So yeah, I am forced to choose Chase Hooper. And if, God forbid, if Lance Gibson Jr. manages to win this, my perception of this sport will be greatly tarnished, like it has been over the last couple of weeks. But yeah, I think Chase Hooper will even get a submission in this fight. How about that? I think it's going to be a classic Chase Hooper fight. Win. Fuck this Empire. Fuck. Let's just move to the next fight. Fuck it. On to Ignacio Bahamondes versus Tafit Mustafayev. I'll be honest, I'm not on the Mustafayev hype train like I was. I wasn't even on it, to be fair. I just saw a few knockouts and I was like, oh, this guy's kind of dangerous. But then I actually sat and watched through one of his last fights again in a Bellator against, what was it, Alexander Chablis? Or something like that. Fucking Anshul Jubilee's brother. No, I'm joking. I've just said it wrong, that's all. And it was a shit fight. Obviously, because it's Bellator, they have to go. It's a super intelligent, technical fight. It just wasn't. It was literally just both of them being super hesitant to enter the distance. Or as Demetrius Johnson would say, the void. And it was just a super shit fight. But if we actually look into the fight itself, let's be honest, he's not had a real fight since, and this fucking stupid ad is pissing me off. Why are they advertising dresses on fucking Tapology? You know, the thing that shows fighters' records, and they're advertising women's dresses. How much are they paying them? Every time I've tapped on a person's fucking profile, it came up with that stupid fucking ad. But, give me a second. Fucking hell. Pisses me off, man. But he lost against Oroblai, which Oroblai, our favourite Neanderthal, won via Kimura. But then before then, he's not had a real fight since 2023, because you got to think about it, he didn't even have a strike thrown in 2025, and I'm not gonna lie, his takedown defense did look alright. Like, he defended the first takedown, I guess. You know, he defended the first takedown. But Ignacio Bahamondes, right, I'm gonna be honest, right, because he did all this fucking ad again. I'm going to put a gun in my mouth in a minute. Ignacio Bahamondes is not the worst fighter in the world. I know Ignacio had a shit performance against Fiziev. I'm talking too hesitant to throw, constantly on the back foot, didn't do fuck all. But before then, he submitted Jalen Turner, knocked out Manuel Torres, who's now fighting Beneil Dariush, and he's now giving him an execution, and then some bum before that, who was like 20-11. You know, it wasn't a bad fight, I'm not gonna lie. He was on kind of a bit of a run, you know. So I am choosing him to be Tafit Mustafayev, because I'm just not convinced of Mustafayev, and I know I'm half Kurdish anyway. It's not my bias towards the Turkish people, I promise it's not. But I was just watching him fight against that Bellator dude, and he also quit in that fight. I didn't even mention that. He quit. He got kicked in the stomach, right? And the kick trying to travel down and hit his dick, like, or his cup, right? And he, like, the minute he touched his cup, fucking, like, it barely it was like a little, like, a touch, like a little flick, and he, like, groveled to the floor and was like, and all this type of shit. It's like, that was clearly a stomach shot. That's the reason you've had that thing. That should have been a TKO to that fucking Bellator dude, because he literally hit him in the fucking thing. And then you had all the Azerbaijani dudes in the comments, which, you know what, I kind of commend them, because they saw their fighter quit, and they were like, this should have been a no contest. It was like, no, he got kicked in the stomach and he was grovelling around on the fucking floor. But yeah, he got kicked in the liver. It was a clear stomach shot, TKO. And yeah, I'm choosing Ignacio Bahamondes. I think Ignacio Bahamondes is way more proven than this Tafish guy, but Mustafayev guy, fuck's sake, I forgot what it says, fucking name, fuck's sake, he's in the ads as well, the ads came up again. Tapology, I'm not using Tapology until they sort this. I'm using Sherdog's better. Everyone go to sherdog.com moving forward, because fuck this shit, man. Right, so moving on, we're gonna use Terence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson. So when this fight originally got announced, I was like, who the fuck is Kyle Nelson? Like, I genuinely forgot who this guy was. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And I'm not gonna lie, right? I'm not even gonna try and like over exaggerate this. I think he's like an easy matchup for Terence McKinney. I think he's, you know, I was gonna say shit, but he's actually not too bad. He has alright grappling, but Terence McKinney, his main thing is finish you in the first round, or he's gonna get finished in the ladder rounds. Terence McKinney is gonna fucking destroy Kyle Nelson in the first round, man. Like, Kyle Nelson moves like a literal pensioner standing on Legos. Like, he's so fucking slow that I just think he's just gonna get ran through. Like, even if he wants to, like, even, let's say Terence McKinney does entertain the grappling, I think Terence McKinney is just so fast that he'll beat him in the grappling, and it won't be like who's really the better grappler. I just think Terence McKinney's a little fast fucker, and he's gonna win. And like, I think I did say Terence McKinney was shit. He has a shit chin, is what I meant by that. Right? Terence McKinney has like the worst chin in the fucking sport. Like that's my only concern with any Terence McKinney fight when I choose him. A gust of fucking wind and he will do the chicken dance, in the words of Conor McGregor. But yeah, he's so slow, man. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I saw against, what was his last fight? Was that Matt Frivola? Where he kind of like walked forwards with his fucking neck extended in front of him, with his hands in front of him too. Doing fuck all. Like, nah, man, fuck that shit. Yeah, it's pretty fucking wild, I thought. But yeah, Terence McKinney is going to get one of his signature finishes in the first round. I think it will be a knockout, personally. I don't think he'll entertain the grappling, but you never know, he might entertain the grappling and put himself in a fucking anaconda choke again, but you never know. He might actually be smart this fight. Who knows? Moving on. On to Mansour Abdul Malik versus Yusri Belgari, and I'm gonna go with Belgari. I think he's gonna be too long for Abdul Malik. This is a close one though, so I know this is kind of 50-50, but I could so see Abdul Malik just using his explosiveness and taking him down and loads of times and like getting that going, getting his grappling going, but I've just seen the way Yusri manages the distance and uses his range, so I don't think that's going to be much of a thing in this fight. I think he's just going to kick the leg, which is very open from Mansour, and yeah, I think he's going to get the knockout here. I think he's going to get the finish. Belgari is. I do think he will get the finish here. Just, he is hittable too, Mansour, you know what I mean? Like, in the way he was, Belgari was using his jab in the last fight and like circling off and posting with the hand to get away from the takedowns, and then like actually like defending takedowns properly instead of just like standing there like a fucking penguin to be taken down. That just gave me Darren Till. That just gave me Darren Till versus that blonde black hooded vibes for a second. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Belgari. I think this is an obvious pick. Moving on to the next fight, which is Julian Erosa versus Douglas. I think this is a pretty obvious pick. Julian Erosa likes to pressure. He's very open to shots. I'm pretty sure Douglas has like all knockouts on his record. I remember looking the other day. I remember it saying that. So yeah, this is pretty obvious to me. I'm gonna go with Douglas via knockout. Very early to begin with. Yeah, but Julian Erosa is tough. Like I will say that. I remember one of the wars he had against some prospect. I can't remember the name. It might have been Mezquel Costa. It might have been him. But yeah, I don't even know if that was him. Have they even fought before? This is what I should do, fight research before jumping into a prediction. Yeah, the only one I haven't done for, because I almost missed this one out. Now on to the next fight. A fight, we were all waiting for very much. It's Michael Chiesa versus Nico Price. You know, the guy who was just cut from the UFC, but then brought back when, whoever the fuck Michael Chiesa's other opponent was, pulled out. Yeah, that guy. And they brought him in to basically lose and get cut again. Probably enough one fight contract because they know exactly what's going to happen. But yeah, Michael Chiesa's going to win this one. I have no idea why they brought give this guy fucking some prospect coming up, man. What the fuck? Why does he always get easy matchups? He got Tony Ferguson on like a 7-fight losing streak or an 8-fight losing streak. What the fuck? But yeah, I don't even have to explain this one. Michael Chiesa is going to win. Let's be honest here. It would be really funny if Nico Price won, though. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? But it's not going to happen. Court main event time. We've got another shitty women's fight. This is Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber. Uh, Put it this way, Alexa Grasso is fucking terrible. Like, she is fucking shite. Like, no, you know what? No, I ain't even gonna try and overthink this. Macy Barber's gonna win. Alexa Grasso's shite, and she is just fucking shit. Like, you know, I would use this example, but Macy Barber's kind of the same. But sometimes dealing with these women's fighters, they're just a fighter. They collect a certain fan base, and then they just start a fucking OnlyFans, and it's fucking disgusting. But here they're probably both the same. I don't think they've got an OnlyFans, but they've got that certain fan base. You know what I mean? So, yeah, yeah. I'm just remembering about everyone going on about her feet. Ugh, yuck. Like, feet are just minging the man, the fucking hell. Yeah, let's just get in the main event. I don't want to talk about this shit, but Macy Barber probably wins. Right, on to the main event. Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. This is I think my fourth time recording this shit because it just fucking keeps on going off and like cutting through halfway through a recording, just muting itself. But I am choosing Joe Pyfer. I think Israel Adesanya is the most overrated fighter probably in history. Like, his entire career is like win one, lose one. And like at the moment, he's not doing too well even in that regard. Like, we can go for his record now if I just find it. Lost to Amavov, lost to Drickers, lost to Sean Strickland, beat Pereira, lost to Pereira, beat Jared Cannonier, lost to Whittaker in the rematch. That he should have lost that one. That should have probably explained that one. Then beat Marvin Vettori, who actually had his back in moments and was hitting him with like good shit. And then before that, he lost to Jan Blachowicz, a very dominant fight by Jan Blachowicz. Then before he beat Paulo Costa, lost to Yoel Romero, beat Robert Whittaker, and then before that he had a war with Kelvin Gastelum. And now he's fighting Joe Pyfer. The game plan to beat Israel Adesanya is out there. Put the pressure on him, get your boxing going. It's not like his kicks are actually like this super good thing. Imavov was like literally like sniping through them. He even rocked Adesanya in a moment in the first round before the knockout itself. And yeah, and even as well, we can talk about chins. He was getting rocked. He got rocked by Sean Strickland. He got this one knockdown here as a thing, but he was getting rocked multiple times by Dricus du Plessis, and he got rocked multiple. He got rocked multiple times by Nasruddin Imavov, right? That tells me his chin is deteriorating now. That tells me his chin, he's had too much of a long fight career, because it's not just the MMA career, it's also the kickboxing fights to take into account. I think he's going to be chinny now. And we know one thing about Joe Pyfer is that he is powerful, he takes shots. Go watch the Marc-Andre Barriault fight, where he knocks him out cold. Yeah, that tells you all you need to know. And as well as that, Adesanya's boxing defense has been terrible for fucking years upon years, and no one's really gonna say anything because everyone's seen the Joe Rogan edits of him calling Adesanya the best kickboxer ever. I've never really understood it. To me, I don't think he's the best kickboxer ever. Even in the UFC, I don't even think he's top 10. You could squeeze him in top 15. There's some arguments there, but I probably wouldn't put him in the 15. Yeah, his career's been very 50-50, man. Very 50-50. As well, Marvin Vettori had his back, was hitting him with some good shit in some points, and I really, the more I think about it, because when this fight first happened, I was very 50-50 about it. I was like, well, I don't know, he was doing too well, but he was doing well against Imavov before he got knocked out. Maybe it was a fluke. It wasn't a fluke. He was rocking him multiple times before then. I think twice, 3 times. And then now, yeah, now he's done. You know, now he's been finished. Now he's been submitted. He's been like knocked out. been beaten a decision by Sean Strickland. Man, he's at a, like, even though I don't like Israel Adesanya, that's been a hell of a downfall. Like, he's lost via decision, then he lost via submission, then he lost via KO. I wonder what he's gonna do now. Can he bounce back? I don't think he can. I kind of do want him to bounce back. Like, I don't like him. I don't think he's particularly good. I think he was very overrated. I think he's very cringe. I think he probably needs to go to jail with the type of shit he does to his dog. But for the nostalgia's sake, I low-key kind of want him to win, just purely off that basis. Because, like, I think one of the first events that I watched live was an Adesanya card. It might have been Adesanya Vittori too, or maybe it was Whitaker too. But yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be the video. Like, subscribe. Remember, we're still trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of 2026, so if you could help me out with that, would be greatly appreciated. I have a Twitter you can follow me on. I am being a bit more active on there now, so I am rage baiting a bit more on there. Yeah.